There was the $39,000 shopping spree on really nice suits. There was the $200,000 spent on private jet vacations. There was a stay on a 108-foot yacht that came with a private chef and a jet boat and a couple of jet skis. Actually, a couple of nice long stays on that yacht. Tens of thousands of dollars spent on hair and makeup for the CEO's wife. All things that were paid for by the unwitting members of a nonprofit organization. Members who apparently had no idea that that's the kind of stuff their membership dues were being spent on. Last year, the Attorney General in the state of New York, Letitia James, sued the National Rifle Association because the NRA is technically a nonprofit. It's chartered to operate within her jurisdiction in the state of New York. And these kinds of spending details, the private jets and the hair and the makeup and the vacations, those were the basis of her lawsuit. Attorney General Tish James basically charges in her suit that the people in charge of the NRA used the money the NRA collected from its members as a private piggy bank to pay for lavish vacations and travel and personal privileges for themselves and their family members. And it's one thing to live your life that way on your own dime, to spend your own money on yachts and private jets and safaris and stuff. But if you're spending the money of a nonprofit organization on that stuff, it may well be fraudulent and illegal. So Attorney General Tish James of New York sued to dissolve the entire organization. She sued to dissolve the NRA for its leaders' alleged financial misconduct. The NRA denies any allegations of financial mismanagement. They called the lawsuit brought by Tish James baseless. But they also reacted to it in some unexpected ways. Given the nature of the allegations in the lawsuit, right, the lavish spending allegations, it was weird that in the immediate wake of this lawsuit being brought by Attorney General Tish James, the NRA earlier this year filed for bankruptcy. Bankruptcy. That's a weird thing to do when you apparently have $39,000 to spend on fine luxury suits for your company's executives. On the same day they filed for bankruptcy, it got even weirder. The NRA told its supporters that their declaration of bankruptcy was actually coming at a time when, quote, the NRA is in its strongest financial condition in years. Again, that's a weird thing to say on the same day you've officially declared bankruptcy in a court of law. Why are you telling a court that you're totally out of money while at the same time you're telling all your supporters, we have never been richer? But the NRA asked a court to please allow them to declare bankruptcy. They said their intention was to reincorporate the NRA as a new entity, not in New York anymore, but in the state of Texas, far away from Attorney General Tish James in the state of New York. All those circumstances suggest that this oddly timed bankruptcy application by the NRA was not really about the organization going bankrupt at all, but instead may have been devised as a way to dodge that lawsuit, to dodge accountability from the New York Attorney General, who was trying, after all, to dissolve their entire organization. One neat trick when you file for bankruptcy is that it essentially puts a pause on any other ongoing litigation that may be pending against you. That may be what the NRA was banking on here. The Wall Street Journal pointed out at the time that, at a minimum, the NRA's bankruptcy declaration would delay Tish James's lawsuit against them. They noted that organizations often file for bankruptcy in such circumstances to try to slow walk litigation. We don't know for sure whether that's what the NRA was doing, but if that is what the NRA was doing, what they were trying to do here, and if they get caught for trying to do that here, that could get them in even more trouble. The judge in this case that's deciding whether or not the NRA will be allowed to declare bankruptcy, they have the option of appointing a trustee to manage the NRA's finances, putting in an overseer, an outsider to investigate the financial fraud allegations laid out by Tish James and to make all financial decisions going forward for the NRA. The judge also has the option of just saying no, dismissing the bankruptcy application by the NRA, and that, of course, would clear the way for Tish James to continue her litigation, which, again, seeks to dissolve the organization. The NRA's bankruptcy trial started this week in federal bankruptcy court in Texas. The entire trial is expected to last about a week. Several top NRA officials are expected to testify about the alleged spending abuses for the first time ever, including the CEO, Wayne LaPierre, the guy who allegedly spent all that NRA money on suits for himself and makeup for his wife and got the free stays on the fancy 108-foot yacht. Wayne LaPierre was asked about the stays on the yacht today as part of a deposition that was filed with the court. He asked why he needed to stay on that yacht as part of official NRA business, why he accepted that stay on a yacht from a yacht owner who was getting multi-million-dollar contracts from the NRA at the same time. Wayne LaPierre told the court that he went and stayed on that yacht after the Sandy Hook shooting in 2012. After 26 people, most of them little boys and girls, were murdered at school. He said after Sandy Hook, he thought his own life was in danger as the head of the NRA, and so he fled to the yacht for safety. He said the yacht was, quote, the one place that I hoped I could feel safe, where I remember getting there going, thank God I'm safe. Nobody can get me here. As I mentioned, the NRA bankruptcy trial, it's in federal bankruptcy court in Texas. The NRA officials who are having to testify at that bankruptcy trial, it's the first time any of them have had to testify under oath and had to answer publicly for the ways they allegedly ripped off their members to the tune of tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. This is one of those stories I feel like lawsuits and legal cases get covered pretty well in this country. I don't know if it's because this is a bankruptcy court, it's not getting as much attention, but this has huge ramifications for a really important political issue in this country. And so far, what we've learned has just been shocking. Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.